All of the big three console makers, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, have been under fire this year, and it's been one controversy after another. There have been studio layoffs like Sony closing Bluepoint Games, and price hikes of Xbox Game Pass, subscription, and consoles as well. And there have been overpriced games from Nintendo, and much more. And let's start with the big end and see what the hell the Super Mario build has been up to. And then we'll talk Sony and then Xbox as well. It all started last year with the reveal of the Switch 2. People were a bit shocked to see the $450 price tag. I think $400 was what people were hoping would be the price at the most, but it was the game's prices that made people very angry. Most recently they announced that some games will be $60 digitally, but physically will be $70. And that seems like a move to incentivize people to move more into digital, and the industry's continued move towards an all-digital future is very dangerous to video game preservation. But the Controversies video game pricing started with Mario Kart being $80, which set a really bad precedent for the industry, because then other companies will start charging $80 as well. Xbox tried it with the Outer Worlds, but the backlash was fierce and they scaled it back to $70. But I bet that Take-Two does $80 for GTA 6, but unlike Xbox, I think that they will definitely get away with it. And the Pokemon Company, which is partially owned by Nintendo, got into some hot water when they decided to charge $20 for basic ports of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on Nintendo Switch. And these are old GBA games that should sell between $10 and $15 at the most, and some Switch 2 editions of Switch 1 games have been overpriced, like Tears of the Kingdom being $80, for example. And Nintendo continues to frustrate fans with a lack of big announcements, like Mario for example. Because I think it's fair to ask at this point, when is the next 3D Mario coming out? We have a movie this year, so naturally it makes sense for a new game as well, especially since it's been almost 9 years since Odyssey. And Zelda's anniversary was completely ignored this February. They went all out with Mario during his anniversary last year, but gave no love at all to the hero of Hyrule. And as always, they keep ignoring key IPs. Each year it's the same. There's no new F-Zero, no new Star Fox, no new proper Mario RPG, no Wave Race, no Excite Game, Chibi Robo, Punch-Out, Golden Sun, Wario Land, Kid Icarus, Pilot Wings, and of course no Mother/Earthbound game.
Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3!
How about this instead?
There are rumors of a Star Fox game coming out this summer, and a Zelda remake of Ocarina of Time for the holiday season, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's not get too excited just yet. Sony is in some controversy as well. They closed several studios this year, including Bluepoint Games, which was a beloved developer and they bought several years ago, and they did some great work for Sony, like remastering games like the Nathan Drake collection, and even remaking some games from the ground up, from scratch, like Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls. It's always sad to see studios close and many people lose their jobs, and clearly it's Sony's fault. They never gave Bluepoint the right project to work on in recent years, after the Souls remake, and they didn't greenlight any of their pitches in a very long time. And I have to ask, why did Sony not task them with remastering the Resistance trilogy, and the Infamous trilogy, and the PS2 and PS3 era Ratchet & Clank games, and countless other titles that need native ports for PS5 and PC? And speaking of PC, there are these rumors of them leaving PC and Steam behind, and I think this is a short-sighted move. I know they want to move as many PS5 as possible, obviously, and that's fine, but the reality is that the traditional console market is not growing. In fact, it might even be shrinking. But PC and mobile are growing. People want to play games wherever they are and on whatever device they have in front of them, be it a PC, a Mac, a cell phone, or even a smart TV. And in my opinion, Sony should make their own PC launcher. I think it's time. They need to be more like Xbox in the sense that when you buy a game on the console storefront, it also works on PC and via streaming as well. And they, like Nintendo and Xbox, continue to ignore key IPs. And I want Sony to revive Resistance, Jak, Infamous, and many others franchises. And they need to do a better job with their legacy content, because their PS Plus emulation of PS2 games and PS1 games is horrible. And the PS3 games have to be streamed, since they don't natively port them to PS5. And it's time for more remasters and remakes. But considering that they just closed Bluepoint Games, which was a port house, it seems unlikely they're going to do any ports anytime soon. It's a bad sign. And there are also rumors that Sony is going to have a long console generation, that the PS6 could come out in 2028 or even as late as 2029, but it hasn't been a controversy per se. I think most people's wallets will be happy with this being a longer generation, and these consoles don't feel old yet. And there are so many games left to be made. Sony still has a lot that they can accomplish in this generation, so it's fine if they, and even Xbox as well, take their time. So yeah, this one bit of news isn't a controversy, but it's still a big topic, and there's a lot of speculation going on now about when next gen starts for both Sony and Microsoft, so it had to be mentioned.
Can you kill something that big?
Xbox is on fire, as I said in last year's video of that name. Game Pass prices went up, hardware went up as well, and same goes for Sony, by the way, I almost forgot. The craziest one being the PS5 Pro and $900. But yeah, back to Xbox. Xbox also raised prices several times recently, and the Halo remake had an underwhelming review. Fans are worried that the game will not play super well, and that the changes they are making to the controls and the gameplay could ruin the game's pacing and the fun factor and the challenge. And in many ways, Xbox as a brand is all over the place. One minute they said they won't be going all in on being third party, but soon after that they announced their Xbox Anywhere initiative, and they start putting most of the games on PS5 and even a few on Switch. Even Halo is confirmed for PS5 later this year. But now some recent statements seem to be hinting at a focus on the Xbox brand instead of their anything can be an Xbox motto. So they don't seem to know what they want. And now two key figures are gone, and I'm referring to Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond. And the new head of Xbox comes from their AI division, which obviously has everyone afraid of what's to come, naturally and understandably. But here's my opinion. I think they need to continue with putting Xbox games anywhere, and make Game Pass better and not do more price hikes in the near future. And they need to make their own in-house first-party handheld. Sony should do the same. A handheld, I mean. Nintendo proved that handheld consoles work, that handheld console hybrids work. And a handheld console could be a better choice for their upcoming gen than making a weaker console like the Series S. So let's hope that the handheld they made with Asus, aka the Xbox Rogue Ally, is just the beginning. And it's time for Sony to go beyond just streaming handhelds like the PS Portal. It's time for the PS Vita 2, or the PSP 2, whatever they want to call it. I think all three companies to X or Y degree are very controversial right now. There are too many bad decisions, too many greedy moves, and as always, they don't seem to listen enough to their consumers, to their fans, the people who support them and give them money and keep their lights on. The entire industry is on fire right now. Microtransactions are going wild, loot boxes are everywhere, there's too many soulless live service games, buggy launches for way too many AAA games, insane price hikes for both hardware and software, and so much more. And it might get worse, and very soon, but hopefully things will eventually get better in the long run. Because gaming needs to grow and expand and reach more people. And for that, it needs to be affordable, and people need as many options as possible for where they play their games. And you need to respect the oldest and most committed fans as well, instead of just chasing new ones. You need to do both. So these companies should listen more and respect their fans more. And to Nintendo, I say this: give me a new wave race, Nintendo, and Pilot Wings too while you're at it. Thank you for watching the video, it means a lot, it always does. And this is a very general overview of what the big three are up to, but we will be making more detailed analysis and opinion videos throughout the whole year about each company separately, and about different third-party publishers too. And we have already made several discussion videos like this one before, so feel free to check them out, like the recent Nintendo is swimming in money video, the we're drowning in too many Switches video, and more. And we also did one about Xbox last year, it's called Xbox is on Fire. And we did one Sony video last year, it was about the Resistance franchise. But don't worry, we will cover Sony and Xbox more this year than what we did last year. And Nintendo will continue to be a key focus on this channel as always. So if you like video games and pop and nerd culture in general, and if you're a nostalgic person, then this is your channel. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet already. And once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.